What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Hobby Time. So today we are going to do some advanced filtration on our 55-gallon tank. So currently we have one sponge filter here, one in the middle, one in the edge. This one over here is just an air stone to cause even more bubbles. And then we also have a canister filter running. So in addition to that, and then of course plants are natural filters as well. We got a couple plants in here as well. We want to go a little bit further. We want to make sure the 55-gallon is our #1 cleanest tank, most filtered tank. So in order to do that, we want to look into houseplants. So we've been looking around, and a lot of other fish keepers have these plants shooting out the tops of their aquariums, right? And you never really question those, but it makes their fish room look really, really lush and green. And then the plants that sit on the inside of the tank, some of them are green, some of them are red, some of them are orange, a variety of different colors. But the ones that shoot out the tops of the tank actually are really, really, really good at taking care of the nitrates in your tank, which, as we all know, nitrates are fish killers. So anything we can do to help eliminate nitrates in our tank is solid. This tank right now is pretty good with nitrates. It sits around 10 ppm, not bad, but if we can get it lower, you know, why not? But we have a very cheap alternative to do that. So this right here is called a POTHOS, however you want to pronounce it. I call it POTHOS. So golden POTHOS. So what this is a lot of people who keep plants essentially usually have something like this. This is a pretty common one. They come in a couple different species and whatnot, but the POTHOS is a very common houseplant. But what a lot of people don't know is that if you put the POTHOS in your aquarium, it will not only take care of your aquarium, but you also don't have to water your plants anymore. It's a win-win, and it looks gorgeous. But you have to do it in a very particular way though, because these leaves do not like the water. So what you have to do is only the roots go in the water and the leaves hang outside of the water. The leaves will actually hang over the edge of the glass and things like that. So one of these plants about this size, so this is a small plant, you could get this from any kind of aquarium dealer and they'll probably sell it to you for $15, $20 USD. But if you go to any local hardware store, anyone that has a planted pot section or a garden section such as Lowe's or Home Depot, you can pick this pot up for $5. As you can see right there, $4.98. Same exact plant, same exact process. And what this plant actually is it's probably just a bunch of different clippings shoved into the dirt here. So we're gonna get right into it, and we are going to remove all the dirt. Oh, I just dropped the plant. We are going to remove all the dirt and yeah, wash the roots and get them ready to put in our tank. So we want to get rid of as much of this dirt as we possibly can. So I'm just putting it in a bowl of water right now. And I'm just moving my fingers around to try to loosen up all this dirt and get it off. And then as we do that, we can kind of figure out which clippings are connected to which roots. So we can start pulling them apart, because chances are this is multiple different plants that were just shoved in a pot together in order to be sold for a couple bucks at your local hardware store. So as you can see, we're almost there. Almost got all the dirt off. And then we can kind of start pulling on these, and look at that. That's one plant right there with a little bit of roots to it. And it's actually better that you do it this way. You buy it from a potted plant, because if they're in a potted plant, or a plant that's in a pot rather, they usually already have roots on them, versus if you are doing clippings from an existing plant, you would then have to grow your own roots. So it's not always the best. And I'm actually putting these leaves in the water, and that's not good. So let me fix that real fast. Alright, so we got another bucket of water, so now we're just going to slowly take our 8 clippings, and you see that little bit of dirt that's still on it. We're going to try to make these roots white, so we're going to try to clean them up a little bit further in this other bucket of water, since that first bucket of water has too much dirt in it. And you want to be real gentle with it. Make sure you don't pull any roots off, nothing like that. You want to keep all the roots intact, but you want to get as much of this dirt off because it's going to go in your aquarium. So the more dirt you can get off in this process, the cleaner your aquarium is going to be. So there is our POTHOS clippings cleaned and ready to go. As you can see, that was the first bucket of water, followed by the second bucket of water, and now here we are. So made a little bit of a mess, but we'll clean that up later. But there's still a little bit of dirt on these, but that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with a little bit getting into the aquarium, as long as it's not like, you know, the whole bucket getting into the aquarium, because that would be bad. But yeah, with 8 clippings, I was going to just put them in the 55, but we might actually expand it a little further now because I wasn't expecting 8 different clippings. But essentially what you want to do is you want to take one good clipping and you want to come over to your aquarium, and I'm just going to put it over in this corner over here. You want to get the roots in the water, but you do not want to get the leaves in the water. So you can use a clip, you can use something to secure it in place here. I might actually need to get something because it's probably not going to stay. It might stay. I'm probably going to get some kind of a clip. But essentially this is exactly what you want to do. You don't want to submerge the leaves, because of course the leaves can get wet. It's a plant. Leaves can get wet, but the leaves do not like to be submerged and wet all the time. So you want to just get a little bit of the stem and the roots in the water. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some kind of a clip to like hang it up right there. But you don't want to submerge the leaves in the water at all. You just want the roots and a little bit of the stem in the water. And then what the stem is going to do and the roots are going to do is they're going to suck up all of those nutrients and all of that nitrate that's within your tank, and they're going to clean your tank for you. And then I've also heard stories of once your pothos gets big enough, whoop, it's sinking. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get some kind of clip for that. But once your pothos gets long enough to reach all the way down to the substrate and actually burrow itself into the substrate, the roots, it is going to make a significant difference in the quality of your plants, the quality of the pothos itself, and the parameters of your water. So let's actually find some kind of a way to clip this to the side here, and then let's put the rest of them in across the back here. Alright, so the clippings that had leaves that were able to hang over the black plastic part of the top of my tank, I just let them lean over. But I also got creative. Without using clips, I started like tying them around my airline tubes. I started putting them in my little light things, so that way they could at least hold on to something as they grow up and get bigger. So this is perfectly fine. All of the leaves are out of the water and all of the roots are in the water, which is exactly what we want. So as long as nothing crazy happens, like I might have to watch it when we do water changes, or maybe I'll incorporate some clips later, but as they get a little bit bigger and the leaves start to kind of flow over and go all cattywampus, then it'll be perfectly fine. But This is exactly what the pothos plant wants, is it wants to be in water all the time, but it does not want its leaves to be in water. So pothos plant is going to be happy, and my fish tank is going to benefit greatly from having all of these nitrate killers in the tank. And then our baby panda grow up. As you saw, I just put 2 little leaves, 1 in each corner, just because why not? I didn't want to have too many in the 55. So this is not the little plastic piece, it's not on the plant itself. So actually that one looks like it is, but it's not, trust me, it's not. So my lid is not crushing the plant per se, it's just kind of helping the plant stay in place a little bit. So yeah, I got two tanks with pothos in them, and I can't wait to see in a couple weeks or a couple months what the parameters of the water are going to be. But from what I've heard, is having these kinds of plants, as well as things like peace lilies or dwarf umbrella sedge, those kinds of things that stick out of the top of your tank are just extremely useful for the aquarium itself, as well as you don't have to water your plants. So it's a win-win situation. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with how my parameters of my tank are going to be, or tanks rather. And if I like the trend and I like seeing the foliage up at the top of the tank, I'll probably incorporate on my other tanks too, which this is a whole nother video coming soon. But anyways, that's it for me. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, aquariums, plants, hobbies, you name it. And yeah, peace.